Hi, thanks for joining me today. So today I have with me the Charlotte Tilbury Rebel palette. So there used to be a Rebel palette before. This is like the new version of it. And this was just recently released. And I know it's sold out on Charlotte Tilbury pretty quickly. Actually, the day it was released, I was kind of waffling whether I should get it or not. And then I went and checked and it was sold out. And I went back later that night and it was actually back in stock. So, and I received an email today that they're in stock at Beautylish. So, I'll have to check, but I'll have the information down below. But, it's around. So, this is the new Rebel Quad. So, it comes in Charlotte Tilbury's typical packaging. And I actually don't currently have any of her palettes right now, or her eyeshadow quads. I used to, but a lot of her colors, I feel like a lot of the quads, they look kind of similar. And they've been pretty warm, so I actually haven't purchased any of these. And I must have purged the one I had before, so I only had one before. But I do have a couple of her lipsticks, and I am currently wearing her new lipstick. This is Scarlet Spell, and this is one of the Matte Revolution lipsticks. This is the first matte one I've actually purchased from her, and I wanted to try it because everybody has told me that this formula is really nice and the matte is not drying. So far, I really do like it. So I've worn this today, and you can see it's not like super matte looking. There's still a little bit of a sheen to it. And, I haven't really noticed any drying or feathering. So here, let me put that swatch here. So this is the swatch for Scarlet Spell. And this lipstick, well, first of all, you've got the rose gold packaging on the outside like her other lipsticks. But then you have this pretty like kiss, the little kiss lips all over the tube as well. And I just wanted to compare it real quickly because to me, this lipstick actually reminded me of the Guerlain L'Essentiel that came out for the holiday season, which is number 94. So I just want to swatch these. I'm going to put this one right above. And you can see that this one's going to be the L'Essentiel is going to be a little bit pinker. It's more berry than the Scarlet Spell, but I feel like on my lips they actually look pretty similar. So I guess the Charlotte Tilbury is going to be a little bit more red. So, but they both still have more of a pinky undertone to them than some others. All right, so let's go through the Rebel Quad. And I just wanted to let you guys know I'm already wearing it, so I'll be showing you this eye look afterwards, but I filmed the eye look in the morning. I want to say it was around 9 a.m. And actually it was probably earlier than that. So probably like 8:30. And it is 5:30 now. So I've had it on for a while. And we were out today and I didn't check my eye makeup much, but 4 o'clock I did check it. And I did notice that it looked pretty much the way it looks right now. So I do have some creasing. And you can see there is a little bit of patchiness on the lids. I do not have any primer on, so I'm sure it'll be fine with primer. It definitely held up well until 3 o'clock. That was another time that I kind of took a look at it and I didn't notice any issues with it then. But I did start noticing the creasing around 4. And then when I just got home now, it's 5:30 again, I checked and I do have some patchiness. I'm not positive whether that was there before or not. But when I went and looked up close to my mirror, I could see that, there's a little bit of patchiness here and some creasing. All right, so let's go through this quad. So Charlotte Tilbury always breaks hers down into 4 shades. So you've got number 1 is the Prime and Prep shade, which is this gold. Okay, and here's that on the finger. And swatch here. And it has a nice creamy texture to it. I do really like it. The shade right next to that, this is going to be the Enhance shade. And this is more of a khaki moss green. And there's a little gold undertone to it. Okay, and then Number 3 is going to be this. This is the Pop shade. Here's that. And you can see this is going to be more coppery. Look at more of a brown copper though. It's definitely going to have some brown undertones to it. But you can see that this one is going to be a little bit lighter in texture. It's a little bit more sheer. And there's definitely a bit of micro glitter in here. So you can see that these two both shine and shimmer as well, but they don't really have the micro glitter, whereas the Pop shade does. And then the last shade, this one right here, this is the Smoke, and this is going to be a nice deep brown. So there's that. And again, this one's going to have micro glitter as well. And it's kind of like a cocoa brown. All right, so those are the 4 shades from that. And these are pretty similar to the Natasha Denona Mini Gold, actually. So if you have one, you probably don't need the other one. So, you might want to decide which texture you like more. So this is the Natasha Denona Mini Gold. So you do have some matte shades in here. You've got this matte taupe, or like light tan brown. You have this deep chocolate. This is the gold. You've got a mossy green and then this green here. So I'll swatch these as well so you can see these. I'll put this on my other hand. So I'm just going to go from right to left. So this is the brown, the tan brown. Here's the dark cocoa. And this gold color in the middle is very, very soft. It really packs a nice punch. And then we have the moss green. And then the last color is another one of the softer glittery shades. And this one's more of a duochrome. So it has a brown base, but you can see in the pan it looks green. So it's kind of like a brown-green duochrome here. So again, this is the Rebel, and this is the Mini Gold from Natasha Denona. So you can see that they are pretty similar. This gold is more of a yellow-based gold. Okay, the greens, I don't think that the greens really are the same at all. This one's definitely going to be more green. This has the Mini Gold palette. Again, this one's more of a duochrome, and then this matte shade is obviously very, very mossy, algae type color. So, and then apart from that, you've got the textures and the finishes. So the Charlotte Tilbury, you've got these two more satin metallic shimmer shades, and then these two that have more of the micro glitter in them. And the Mini Gold from Natasha Denona does incorporate different finishes. So you've got the two mattes here and here, and then you've got a shimmer shade with the dark cocoa, but it's not quite, you can see it's not going to be quite as shimmery. It's kind of like a matte with a little bit of shimmer to it. And then you have the two more sparkle shades, which are more similar to these in texture. Okay, so again, if you have one, you probably don't need the other because they do, they are pretty similar. So it's going to be kind of personal preference. I do really like these Charlotte Tilbury shadows. I'm going to try it again with a primer and see how I like those, see how well it lasts. But overall, I think the colors are really nice. You're seeing a lot of these colors right now. They seem to be kind of in. I know a lot of people have been making palettes and quads and so forth with these shades. I personally really love these shades, and I'm happy to see these over a lot of the warm tones that we've been seeing the past couple of years. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and purchase the Charlotte Tilbury, even though it's not typically something that I usually don't buy too many of her products. And it's not because I don't really care for the formula or anything. It's more just that the colors haven't really suited me. So stay tuned and I will show you this eye look, and then we'll follow up with some final thoughts. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Okay, so I am going to start off with the first shade. This is the Prime or Prep shade, and it's going to be a light gold. And I'm going to use the Builder 3 brush from Sonia G. And I'm just going to apply this on my lids. Okay, so you can see there's just a little bit of kickback in the pan, but nothing really major. And next I'm going to go into the Enhanced shade, which is right next to it. This is a khaki gold. Well, it's a khaki green, sorry, with a touch of gold in here. Oh, and this is the Soft Shader from Sonia G. I'm going to apply this over the second half. And I guess I'll just dab it a little bit here. Okay, so that blends very, very well with the gold. I really like the way they play together. And then next we're going to go in with the Smoke shade, which is this bottom one, and you can see that it's going to be pretty glittery. And I'm going to use the Sonia G Mini Booster and do the outer V with this. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the Pop shade here, and I'm going to use my finger and just tap this on the center. Okay, so I'm taking a clean brush. This is the Crease 2 from Sonia G. I'm just going to kind of blend in any of these edges. All right, so I'm going to go in with the Rephr 14 back into this Pop shade down here. Just getting a little bit on the tip, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner. Okay, so that's it for the actual eye look. I'm going to go in and line my eyes with the Smoke color, okay, which is this bottom right hand one. I'm using the Sonia G flat definer. I'm going to do upper and lower lashes. So I'm just going to get some on the tip. Okay, so that's it for this shadow. I'm going to apply my mascara, and then I'll be right back. Thanks. Okay, so I am back, and I applied the Volume de Chanel mascara, and then the new Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Scarlet Spell. So it is one of the new reds. So thanks so much, and I will see you in a bit. Hi, thanks for joining me for my final thoughts. So I wanted to go over the Charlotte Tilbury Scarlet Spell lipstick. So this is the Matte Revolution formula, and this is my first time trying the matte formula. People have told me for years that this is a great formula and that Charlotte Tilbury's mattes are some of the best in the makeup industry. And I've tried some of her other non-matte lipsticks, and they've always had a tendency to turn a bit orange or too warm looking on me, so I haven't really been thrilled with them. So I never really tried the Matte Revolution because I'm not a huge fan usually of matte lipsticks in general. So I do think that they've gotten a lot better over the years, and I prefer the ones that are not a flat matte look. And I feel like this one is one of those. There's still a little bit of a sheen. So this is the Swatch for Scarlet Spell down here at the bottom, and you can see that there's a little bit of a shimmer. So it's not a true flat matte. This Rouge G is more matte looking to me than the Scarlet Spell. So wear time for the lipstick is average. You know, you're going to have pigment remain on your lips. I didn't really notice any feathering or bleeding or anything like that. And, you know, overall, I felt it was very comfortable on the lips. So I didn't have any like drying feeling. So I do recommend this, and I really do like this shade. I believe it's exclusive to the Charlotte Tilbury website. I'm not sure if it's going to stay that way or if it's limited edition or what, but right now I believe that's the only place you can purchase it. And I really like this. Now for the Rebel Quad, again, this is my first Charlotte Tilbury quad purchase in years because the color stories haven't been ones that I've been particularly interested in. Formula wise, you know, I think they are quality shadows. I did experience creasing and some patchiness throughout the day. I'm not sure exactly when they started, somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock, and I applied somewhere between 8:30 and 9 this morning. So, you know, I did get a lot of wear time before actually noticing any issues with it, and I did not use any primer. Now, the actual shades in the quad, I really like this color story. I'm a sucker for green and brown eyeshadows, so having them together, it draws me in. My favorite shades would be this brown and this green. So if you're looking at the quad, that is the greenest, this is enhanced shade, and this cocoa brown is the smoke shade. So those were my two favorites. I really like the way that this gold shade applied and the texture of it, but I just feel like there's just so many of these everywhere that it's just uninteresting to me. And the pop shade I feel like is a little bit too sheer for the other shades in this palette. I like the color, but I just feel like it doesn't really have that much impact considering how pigmented the rest of these are. And I've tried a couple ways to use it so far. I've tried it as a topper. I've tried it more like inner corner area and so forth, and I just feel like it doesn't have much impact and it would be better suited in a different quad. I really like the actual shade. I just don't think it works well with these other three. So I plan on still using this, but I'll probably incorporate it more frequently with other shadows instead of with these three. And that's not saying that I won't use it with these three, but I think I'll get more use out of this shade when I incorporate it with others where it might have a more notable impact. So overall, I do recommend this eyeshadow quad if you do not already have the Natasha Denona Mini Gold. So if you already have the Mini Gold, I think they're similar enough, you don't need both. If you don't have either and you're looking for one, I personally prefer the Mini Gold because I really, really love this duochrome shade and this gold one here. I just feel like the texture of these, they're just so soft and creamy and they just work really well. You can see that this is going to be a softer gold than the one in the Charlotte Tilbury. I personally don't really care for the matte shades in here, but if you're one of those people who really, you have to have a matte in any quad or palette that you have, that's another plus for the Mini Gold. So you can see otherwise, color-wise, the dark chocolate in the Mini Gold is a little bit more of a black brown than the one in the Charlotte Tilbury, and I like both of them. I might like the Charlotte Tilbury one actually a little bit better, but it does have micro glitter. So this one does not. This is more of just a metallic shimmer. So I think it's going to be personal preference, what you're looking for in a palette or quad, and what types of finishes that you prefer, and how well they last on your eyes. So if you're familiar with both formulas, on my skin, the Mini Gold lasted longer without any primers or anything before I saw any creasing. So for me, I get more longevity from the Natasha Denona shadows in general than I did from the Charlotte Tilbury quad. But again, that is really something that's kind of personal. It depends on your skin chemistry. So, it depends which formula you prefer. So that sums up my thoughts on this quad. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks so much and have a great day.